Welcome everybody to another episode. I think we're on episode 7 of the Not So Famous podcast. I am your host, Manager Marco. You can find me on everywhere that uh, podcasts are streamed. That's where you'll find me. If you want to see the video, because a lot of times I do have some handsome guests like the one tonight, you can go to my YouTube page, which is Not So Famous Podcast, or to my Facebook, Manager Marco Facebook. And I just want to thank everybody. I see the downloads increasing and the viewership. So I just wanted to pass along my thank you to everybody that's followed. And I'm gonna have some hoodie giveaways and t-shirt giveaways soon. So I'm looking in the green room. I don't know where my guy's at. I know he's here. But tonight's guest, man, I'm pretty excited to have him because he's not a guest, man. He's we started in this game together, I would say. Parallel, I'm no performer, but this guy, we met through another mutual friend, and he welcomed me into his home in Florida, and we became friends. And we just kind of been with him and not with him, if you want to put it that way. But I'm always with my guy. I may not be on a day-to-day basis with my guy, but he knows I got his back. Whatever. I try to go to all his events and support, and he knows I'm there if need him. But this guy's family, and I'm going to bring him up now. He's got more nicknames than Apollo Creed. So, but I'm going to bring him on. This guy right here, my guy, DJ Size.
What's up, bro? What's
going on, baby?
Not much, man. Just trying
I
to
got to
like
admit, man, I was hoping you wouldn't wear a hat and you show that world-class part.
It's gotta be touched up, bro.
Look at that. Like, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I always give your part, props.
I appreciate you do. You do though. You do. You definitely
That's the best part in the game, bro. The best part in the game. I won't deny that, man. I'll give you your flowers when it comes to your part.
I appreciate that, bro.
Man,
hey, Mario, what's up, Mario?
Thank you for taking time. What's up, Mario? Thank you for taking the time to jump on here. And I started this podcast for many reasons. One of them is kind of to bring people up to speed on my journey, and I got a lot to say about the music business and things like that. But and had some of the guests on there that have been a part of my journey and still are, like yourself.
Yeah, man.
And we can get to you and I in a minute, but you always preach about your upcoming and what you could have you came to a fork in the road and you could have went left, you could have went right.
Yeah.
Right. So tell everybody that listens to my podcast, tell them about your upbringing and how things could have went wrong, but and how you turned things around, kind of an inspirational story, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course. So, I was born in the 80s, originally from Camden, New Jersey.
Don't date
a lot
yourself.
Of people. Yeah, it's okay. I like to date myself to an extent because I like to give people my mindset is still old school, I guess I should say. When I grew up as an old soul because everybody around me were people. I think people back then were more mature than the people that are growing up today. Like your 20-year-olds from back in the day are not the same 20-year-olds that are today.
No, that is correct.
So we grew up in a different time, and growing up in Camden, it was tough. My grandmother was an Italian woman with a biracial granddaughter and a biracial grandson. And, when my mom had me, she was 14. So my mom, my grandmother got kicked out of their house with her Italian side. It was frowned upon, man. You don't go against the grain, let alone be, not for her back in the 80s, being 14, having a baby was a no-no. And then, having a biracial kid wasn't a no-no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No. So my grandmother and her got the boot out of the house.
Absolutely.
They were from South Philly. So, I've grown up in the hood. If no one knows, Camden is pretty rough. It was a rough time. So, all I saw was violence around me. Domestic violence, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. Just... If the sky was not blue, I got my ass whooped. And when I say today's world is very different from the ass whooping from my day, because That's abuse. Abuse is where you
Right.
get everything on you. You know, now
Right.
today, they a slap on the ass is considered abuse. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I
Yeah.
got wiffle ball bats, I got extension cords. My grandmother grabbed pots and pans, the queenie, like whatever she can get her hands
Did you
on,
get the
bro.
wooden spoon? Did you get the
I
wooden
got the
spoon?
wooden spoon, bro. I got
So did
the
I.
I got the heated stove when you did some, bro. I got it all, bro.
Jeez, I didn't. Well, listen, I didn't get
Um,
that. I didn't get that much. Not on.
Nah, it was bad. But you know what, bro? Like I look at it like this. Like I've been through a lot in my childhood. So it's
Right.
you know, I've been talked down to when I was a kid, all the way up that, I'm never gonna amount to anything. I was in special ed classes where
Right.
I
Right.
had I had an IEP, I had ADD, HI, elemental P, all that
Right.
shit, bro. I had it
All that.
all.
Mm-hmm.
And I believed them. I believed that I was not gonna amount to anything. And my grandfather was on a run when I turned 10. I want to say 9 or 10. My grandfather was on a run. He was on an
Like on
outlaw.
the run from the cops, from the law.
Yes. Yeah. He was
Okay.
actually, he had his, I don't know if y'all remember, but back in the day, he used to have America's Most Wanted 15 seconds of fame,
Oh yeah.
shame or fame. He was on that. That was his 15 seconds. And
Oh no.
literally, he was an outlaw motorcycle club, and it was 6 months we were on a run. He was wanted for multiple shit. So after that show, I'm like, oh, Pop, you're on TV. Literally told us to grab our shit. The minute we got the door, the police kicked the door, and like it was that fast, bro. It was
Holy
crazy.
crap.
Yeah, so it kind of changed my whole life, man. It changed my whole life because I'm like, damn, that was the breadwinner. My grandmother,
Right.
like, she was a single grandmother, but she did what she could, and
Right.
having two jobs and trying to make it's tough, bro.
Yeah.
And look at like how much shit is today. It's so expensive,
Oh.
just think about how much it was back in the day, but to the dollar was no value.
Right. Exactly.
And we wound up moving to Wildwood, and long story short, for the Wildwood situation, I wind up getting like so many people like put their hands in my life, strangers, you know what I mean? And I think, some people can't understand or relate to me because they can't gravitate that I could tell a stranger I love them. And I guess it's hard because like I grew up that way. You know what I mean? I grew up in other people's homes when,
Sure.
I didn't have food at home. Like I was staying at someone else's house that I called like a father figure or uncle figure. Most of the people I grew up around were cops.
Right.
When you're in the
Yeah.
system and they see like, and they know your grandmother's trying, like they want to be there for you. They want to be that
Right.
mentor to you,
Right.
whatever it is. And I have so many people. Okay, I'm sorry.
And I got to witness this a couple times, taking a ride to Wildwood with you,
Mhm.
and how Unc and you call, there's certain family. I don't know if you
Yeah.
want me to say their name, but
No,
there's
you
a
can.
certain,
It's cool.
yeah, the
Absolutely.
Troyanos, they're a prominent family in
Mhm.
Wildwood, and and the stories. It's like, damn, Slice. I didn't. The more I get to know you, the more like the stories come out,
Yeah.
and these people have, and so at that point you're in Wildwood. At what
Yeah.
point in Wildwood are you like, man, I'm gonna pick up DJing, and this is what I'm
Well,
gonna
it
do?
was it was still tough because I'll tell you, like I don't know what correct word that I'm trying to say, but music was a huge part of my life. So rewinding
Okay.
back to growing up, at 5
Right.
years old, I got my first Walkman. I had a condition that helped me fall asleep, and that was rocking. So I would put my headphones on. I would sit on our couch, and I would literally just bang my head until I got like tired. And
Wow.
I would tell you, I can rock for hours, bro. I'm talking about hours I can rock. And I listened to every single genre that was out there because it was whatever I was feeling. And
Right.
I just felt like I remember and like having nightmares and vivid dreams as a kid, being a young kid. I remember seeing drive-bys and heads blown off. Like that shit was normal to me. Like Boys in the Hood, that was me. Like I seen that stuff.
Right. With
You know what I mean?
Camden, no
So
joke.
yeah, so I mean, listen, back in the '80s, at one point in time when it was at its peak, if you reached the age of 25, you were considered a senior citizen by the state of New Jersey. It was that bad if you lived in Camden.
If you lived in Camden.
If you lived in Camden, it was that bad. So I wouldn't say like I feared it, but I didn't know no other lifestyle how to live it. Like I had to learn how to fight. I was the only Hispanic white boy in my projects. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like I had to like I was bad, bro. I was flipping desk on teachers. Like I was in an alternate school. for bad kids. I went to a place called Powell, was in North Camden. I got bused all the way from East Camden to North Camden. Like, it was bad, bro. I honestly thought at one point in time in my life, like, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna die being a kid, because that's how it is out here in the streets. Like,
Right.
I had no hope. And you always been taught, when you think of like Cherry Hill and Voorhees and all these other
Yeah.
places, you think like they'll set you, they'll stereotype you, like, oh, that kid's from Canada, he's not gonna be anything.
Oh,
Like,
of course.
you all of a sudden you're a product of your environment. So if that kid's a
Yeah.
piece of shit, you're gonna be a piece of shit growing up. Like, that's the way we look at it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got around this family that showed me that, and it took me a long time to understand the difference, that you don't have to be a product of your environment. You can be a product of your choices.
Right.
People can still care for you, and you don't have to act out. Well, that was my way of always growing up and acting out. I had nobody around me.
Right.
I didn't know what it was like to be loved by a father. I didn't know what it was like to be loved by a mother. Like, I knew my grandmother loved, but my grandmother had to work 2 jobs to take care of 2 kids.
Right. Right.
Literally punching out, going right to the other job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we were using bus lines and shit like that. Like, we didn't even have our own car until I was probably, I think my grandma got her first car when I was like 14, 15 years old.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, it was old. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm learning how to take care of my grandma at a young age.
Yeah.
I tell my kids all the time, I started working at 12 years old on a boardwalk blowing up balloons for 10 cents a balloon. My cheeks were like this. I felt like I was going to, like, I couldn't talk no more. And on top of that, I was on SSI. So I would get an SSI check. My grandma would get that.
Right.
My grandmother was working. And then whatever I'd make like $200 a week. At the age of 12 years old, that's dope. That's ain't nobody making money. So I'm giving her 150 of it, and I feel like I'm winning by $50. I don't got no bills to pay. You know what I mean? I'm like, $50. What am I doing with this? Like, I'm so excited. Yeah. This is just take me to the candy store. I'm good, bro.
I'm in. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, so still all the way up, like during the nights that I witnessed them doing drugs and the drug dealers. My grandma, I call her, she was a trap queen, bro. She's in the kitchen. She had the people coming up and whipping up dope in front of me. Like, I knew
crazy.
Nothing. I knew nothing about this shit, bro.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But she did what she had to do to survive. And to me, that was like the survival of the fitness. Like, that was the real shit. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, that was when hip hop was real hip hop. You were talking about real shit. Like, so when I see that and I see the way they dress, I'm like, damn, I want to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be 100%. A drug dealer, but I want to be like that, So I got the baggy coat. I think she got me my first big gold chain at like 7 years old, the rope joint, and I thought I was the shit, bro.
Did you get the triple goose?
I had the triple goose jacket. I had it all, bro. What was the kangaroo hat? I had the kangaroo hat.
Oh, the Kangle?
The Kangle.
Did you have the crown? Did you have the crown? The crown, you put it on your
no, I didn't have the crown. No, I didn't have the crown.
You didn't go that far?
Tell you, I was able to convince my grandmother to get the Puerto Ricans back in the day used to get these long ass mirrors that go all the way across your car.
Yep.
Like, what do you need that for? But I made her get one of those. Like, I was excited. I felt like I was the shit, bro. I thought I was the shit, but
because we were the shit back in the day.
Yeah, man. But
like it.
So, moving through that's how music kind of stayed through a whole part of my life. And then when I met that family and all the other families that kind of contributed to my life, like, music was always there. It never went away. So I don't know who it was, but someone was like, well, why don't you like try DJing? And he's like, see if you like it. I'm like, yeah, like I got a good span. Like, I don't just play music. Like, I got a history, I got knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, I was old school already at that age. So I think 23 is when I bought my first pair of like real DJ equipment. Like, it was mine. Yeah. And then I started doing like the private gigs and shit in Philly or Wildwood. And then somehow I ended up in the club.
Shauna Boo!
Those that don't know, that's my dog. That's my core.
Shauna is. Let's speak on Shauna. Let's take a pause in the slide story.
Let's take a pause.
Let's talk about one of the best human beings on the planet, and that's Miss Shauna Boo.
Absolutely.
I love Shauna Boo. I love her husband. They're great people, and they're loyal. And like you preach it a lot, and you say loyalty.
Yes.
And there's very few people that you see in your circle, including myself, that have been there for 8-9 years. Right?
Yeah, she's been there for, I think we just had a discussion the other day. 5 years this February will be a
That's
5-year
still
anniversary for all of us.
that's still longer
Yeah.
than
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of
absolutely,
people, right?
absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
you say, and you say it a lot, and you say it to
Yeah,
me, and you're like, loyalty, man. Loyalty is key to a lot of what we do, right?
yeah,
So that's why
absolutely.
I feel like, even though I'm not in your, everyday showbiz life, because I got my own shit going on, but
Yep.
I'm still loyal to my guy. I still say,
Yeah.
to this day, honest to God, you're one of the most entertaining DJs. I actually still, when I watch you, I'm so proud, because I remember coming out to Florida. Remember, I came out to
Yeah,
Florida.
absolutely.
You
You,
and
there
and,
was a
and
bunch of
Mrs. Slice
yeah,
host it, and I got to say, man, that was a great time. You and I bonded, and we've been pretty much, inseparable since then. As
yeah,
far as friendship, and I do appreciate your friendship, but and everything we do, and we kind of coming up in this music game parallel, right? I'm not a
yeah.
DJ or a rapper or a dancer. Trust me, if I could be in a boy band, I would have done that years ago.
I get it.
You know what
No,
I'm saying? But
you're absolutely correct, bro. It's loyalty over royalty. I say it all the time. There was a
right,
lot of things that I had to learn the hard way. As I was telling you, like when we started talking about everything before she got in here, it's like, these people come in your life, right? And you never know what it's for. I like I said to you a while ago, some people can't understand how I could fall in love with a stranger.
right,
But that was the way that I knew how to survive. Like that was my way. Like if I felt fake love, I thought that was real love because I couldn't tell you the difference. I didn't know what real love was until I
right,
actually had it. You know what I mean?
right.
Until somebody actually really cared about you. Um, it
Can't
wasn't
stand
until
Shauna.
like Shauna came in our life that like kind of really revamped the way I look at things. And it's kind of weird, but she hit me with a saying that, it's probably before her, but the fact of the matter is I learned it from her was that people come in your life for a season, reason, lesson, or blessing. And I took a hard time to really understand that because I felt like people loved me because when we were doing the whole royalty radio thing, I had everybody around me.
Of
And I thought that
course.
was dope, right?
Right,
Then
right. Of course.
you start learning like it's quality over quantity.
Right.
And that's when I started to really understand. And she would beat it in me, bro. Like if it wasn't for her, my wife, like most don't. My wife is like low key. You know my wife very well,
Oh
but
yeah. Oh yeah.
like my wife is very low key, and she does that because she doesn't want to make me look bad. So that's where like Shauna, my work wife, steps in, and she's more of the mediator, right? She's the one that's
Right.
like she can make a situation that's bad good, and you'll forget all about it. Where
Sure.
my wife, she doesn't care. She don't owe no allegiance to anybody. You feel me?
No,
Like
no. She
and
don't
and
give a
and I was
crap.
blessed. I was blessed because I always felt weird that a woman would be in my wife's spot. You understand? Like
Yeah.
that's my wife. That's my everything. We've been through a lot of shit. She's my rock. Like I couldn't
Sure.
picture my life without her. So to have another woman step forward and be like, "Yo,
Sure.
don't worry. Like I got you." And
Yeah.
and let's not talk about. Let's not forget her husband because her husband. I don't. Shona grew up around a lot of guys, but it's different for over there. Where me, it's not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't have girls around me. All my people were guys, pretty much.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So it was very different for me. Like I felt weird. And I would say to Boo, like I'd be like, "Yo, I feel uncomfortable because I don't want nobody ever thinking." It's like, listen, Boo, if they are, they are. At the end of the day, we know what we are. We know what we stand
You
for.
can't control
And
it. Like,
that was
you know.
my mindset, bro. That was my mindset because I never wanted anybody to think, especially my wife. My wife, listen, Shauna is the only woman that could be around me the way that she is
Of course.
with my
Right.
wife approving that. Let me tell
No.
you that right now. My
No
wife
doubt.
don't give a fuck if you're paying our rent or not. If you don't have that trust with her, if you don't have that bond with her, that it means nothing.
Right.
It means
Right.
absolutely nothing.
Right.
Okay. I don't care what it was. Sean is the only one that has that relationship with my wife and
Right.
that my wife trusts.
Yeah.
When it
Of
comes to
course.
handling the business, Sean is doing everything. Like she takes care of everything, takes care of the contracts.
Yeah.
She's not a woman. You feel me? Like she comes out,
Whoa, whoa,
she'll
whoa, whoa,
set
whoa,
my
whoa, whoa! What does that even mean?
not like
What does that
guys
even mean?
like you look like a guy, right? You expect for a guy to set my shit up. Like Boo is a fucking machine. She's not a woman. She's a machine.
That's
Okay,
no. I don't. I
she's
don't.
lifting shit with
No.
one arm. She's doing all types. I'm like, wait, is this? Where are you? Like, hold up.
She's got the speakers on one shoulder, each shoulder. She's walking up to
bro. I'm telling you, that's what I meant by like no disrespect. Other than that, outside of outside of that, all joking aside, Boo is probably one of the most realest women that ever came into my life. Because she's very genuine. She's very authentic. Yeah. She tries to give everybody the same amount, but she knows the difference between. I just read her comment. She said, I don't know how to take it, but they ain't wrong. You know, I don't know how to put it, but like she is our mediator. She is our counselor. She is our doctor, our nurse.
Right.
Like she's everything. She's the person like. When you say fight or flight, what's the first person you think of that you want to go to, like when you have an issue?
Right.
Yeah. So like, who's that to you? Like to me, it's Shauna and Tony. Like that's what I do. Like if I'm going through something in my life, it's like I can't even talk to my wife about certain things because she's got a lot of things going on with her now. You know what I mean? Sure. So it's like I don't want to add that extra stress to her.
Yeah.
And Shauna, like you can tell if this girl was having a bad day or a good day. And I hate that I would make it about her, but I want to make sure I always say like. I think certain people in certain people's lives don't get the amount of credit they should get. And I always told Boo, like, no matter agree. What, she hates that I put her forefront, but like
she does.
I will always stand on that. Like most don't know this tattoo right here. That's the Boo Crew tattoo, bro. On the bottom it says ride or die.
That's it.
Four of us have it. Me, my wife, Sugar, and Shauna. Sugar. And it stays on my left arm. It threw my whole set off, right? Because I had all music. But I always said my left arm is going to be what goes to my heart. So anything I put on my left arm is coming straight to my heart. And that meant something to me. It may be Chiclay, what do they call it? Chiclay. What's the word?
What are you trying to say?
Chiclay, is that what it is? Like cheesy, right? What's the word? Help me. Boo, where you at, Boo? I need you real quick.
We need a word check. We need a word check.
Facts. It's like Chick-fil-A, like it's a certain word like means cheesy, but to other people it might be you just said cliche. Thank you, Boo. That's what I'm talking about. That's the first friend I'm calling when I have to phone a friend. God damn it.
You said Chick-fil-A.
I didn't know what the hell it meant.
What are you trying to say?
Thank you, Boo. So it might be cliche to other people, but to me it's a meaning.
I got
you. Understand? Like it's more than just a piece of ink. This will never get erased. This will die with me. This will die with them, and I'm very blessed to have that. So,
by the way, I only gave the ode to Shauna Boo 5 minutes. We're over the limit. We can't pump her head up now.
Yeah, I'm done. But I wanted to put that out there.
7:23. We're good.
No more. No more. I just wanted to put that out. Sugar, you missed the Sugar. You just came in. I gave you your love and props too.
Yeah, but they're you know.
But people like that. But people like that is a monument to someone's life when it comes to shit like that. You know what I mean? Like. Sure. I would not have learned a lot of things that I've learned today, if it wasn't for those people. You know what I mean? So I utilize that. Like they get the most attention that I can give them outside of all the other shit that I got going on. Of course, I start my family, but my wife moves where I move. You know what I mean? So
of course.
That's where we're at with that. So I apologize for taking up the time on that.
No.
People need to know, man. We putting this out there. People need to know the real shit. And why these people are so important to me.
I wanted to touch on that because, like I said, part of the reason why I did this podcast is to give shine to the people in the back, like myself, like the Shaunas, like you know the managers on the road that I deal with all the time, the artist developers that don't get the shine, they get left behind when something goes good and the artist is like, "Screw you," right? That's why one of the reasons why I started this podcast is to kind of give shine to people like that, you know, and the Shauna Boos and everything. So, I'm glad.
Thank you for hijacking the industry. Oh shit! That's great.
She did hijack, but I wouldn't hijack it for anybody else. I totally enjoy coming to the shows, even though I would love to help, but they got it under control. You don't need Marco to come there and help. So I just enjoy
No, but it's
myself
nice
as
to
the
have your
guest.
people there. Like I tell,
You
not to
know?
get back on them, but I try to get Tony and Sean to come to the shows too. Like, I want them to experience that, like with me. Like, my wife doesn't; she's not too crazy about going to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Sugar's afraid of flying, and Shauna's time is like very limited. Of course, she's got a whole
Yeah.
bunch of other things going on, but I want to experience that with these people. So you get to come out sometimes, right? You came
Yeah.
to the Orlando show,
And it's
and I enjoy that. Even though you don't have to do that, it's a way of my appreciation to give back. Like
yeah.
we started as a friendship. Like we started calling you Manager Marco because Shawnee was calling us. We
You
were
and Shawnee, right.
it was something I started because you was the sneaker man. Like that's what I
Right.
knew you as, the sneaker
Right.
man. And then so like I
Right.
started messing with Shawnee, and we were talking about how he was doing the music. I said, "Yo, we need to call him Manager Marco." And then
Right.
Shawnee started running with it and never left.
Yeah. Right.
That's how you got that Manager Marco joint. That's
right.
crazy.
I give you and Shawnee the credit on that. And I was like, music, like what do I, And then it was something I'm very good at. And look where I'm at now.
And
You know
look
what I'm
how it
saying?
circled back around. It took for that inspiration to happen, right? And then you got handed P Lane because he was sitting stagnated. In all due
Yeah.
respect, I get it. He's a young, motivated artist who wants to get out there. He doesn't want to wait for nobody. And I'm very impatient too when it comes to that. But
Yeah.
he has a drive, and that drive is being determined. And I feel like you'll get wherever you want to get to if you stay persistent on top of that. So determination and persistence is key to success.
Yeah.
I've always said I've been given many opportunities from people, but they didn't get me to where I'm at. They gave me the opportunity. It was up to me as the talent to shine and show why I should be where I'm at.
Right.
That's the difference. I touched it earlier on a TikTok. I said, they can give you stuff, but if you was given that, you're not going to stay in that position for long.
No.
If you work to keep it, you have nothing to worry about because you're going to continue to better your craft, better your talent, whatever the case may be, to keep you where you are.
Right. Exactly. And like I said, I'll repeat it again. I think I was there. Like I watched you. I watched you. Only you.
Yeah.
Nobody gets the credit for DJ Slice and what you've done in the business and what you're still doing, how you got yourself there, how you promoted yourself, how you put yourself out there, unapologetic of how and what you post and how you do it and how you go about it. I was there for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Right. But the only person you can credit for that is you. Nobody did that for you except you.
And but I used to feel guilty at one point. Like I used to feel like I was wrong. And my wife and Shauna would yell at me and be like, "Why do you feel wrong and allow somebody to attach themselves to your career?" Now, listen, my favorite saying is
aspire to inspire before you expire.
No, you're right though. That is the
Did I nail that?
That's the motto. Yes, you are 100% correct. But the motivation to it is like what Tyler Perry says, right? People are like boosters to a rocket. At the end of the day, you hit a certain altitude, they fall off.
Right.
And they're not bad people.
No.
It's just that they're not meant to go where you're meant to go. But I never looked at things like that. Like I wanted to always have my people come with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I turned the way that I look at things. And Boo just said it. She knew I was about to say this. That's why I said, when I started to realize dreaming isn't just you go to bed at night, close your eyes, and fantasize about it. Dreaming is dedicating real energy and manifesting.
Right.
That's what made me really think about, you know what? Like, you speak the shit to an existence, it'll come to you. And Stevie will always tell me, be careful what you ask for. But me immature at times, I don't think about those things because I want to get, now that I'm in this, I want to get to as high as I can go.
Of course.
And I'm literally looking around like I'm on first name basis with Ice Cube. Like he could see me and be like, that's Slice.
Right. How about that?
You know what I mean? Like it's weird to me.
How about that?
Bone Thugs and Harmony. E40, we crack jokes all the time because we talk about the Eagles. He's a San Francisco fan. Like, you know, the Intruders. You know what I mean? The Rolls Royces, the Isley brothers. The Isley brothers. Ron Isley gave me like something that belonged to him that he don't give to people. His brother gave me guitar picks with his name, his picture on it. Like he don't give them to people. He gives them to his family when he's done a show.
Right,
So
right.
it felt good to be like that. Zap Band showed me hella love when I see them in person.
Love the
You know,
Zap
so
Band. Yeah.
that's dope to me. To me,
Yeah.
like I score extra points with my daughters. My daughter's a super Brianna. She's a super Ice Cube fan. You know this.
Oh yeah. Oh
So when
yeah.
he was like, "Your stuff," so he's like, "Oh my god, he knows it." I'm like, "Yeah, babe. Like that's what we do." Like,
I mean, of
and they
course.
told him there was like no pictures tonight, no pictures tonight. And then she was about to walk away. She was just like, "No, Slice's daughter's coming now." They pulled her right in the back,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she got to talk to him. They got to take the picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was mad love. So like, it's amazing to me that a kid that came from hopeless dreams and not going to be amount to nothing, and always told from certain
Right.
teachers, not all my teachers, but certain teachers, like, you're not going to be anything, you can't pick up your grades, you're in a special ed class, the farthest you may go is a McDonald's. Like, literally, like,
You're right.
this is the shit that I was told as a kid, and I believed it because that's my teacher, right?
Right.
You're supposed
The
to listen
teacher
to your
knows.
teacher.
Yeah.
Knows. I'm believing this. And then I got to a point in my life, I'm like, you know what? Like, nah, I'm not going to be the person they think that I'm going to be.
No.
I'm going to do something with my life. I started working with the police department. My dream, always wanted to. I started doing other things I wanted to do. I started to take my DJ career a little bit further. So now I went from doing private gigs to getting into the clubs in Wildwood.
Right.
I'm knocking on doors. Do. Yo, what's up? I want to get on. It'll be a free night. Other DJs laughed at me. It took one opportunity for a club owner to open a door to me. I had the whole Wildwood on Smash.
Yeah.
I was taking nights from them DJs that would not allow me to DJ with them.
Right.
And then guess who had the tables turned? Yo, Slice, you gonna put me in some spots?
You're gonna put right.
Yes, right. I'm gonna show you what you should have did for me.
Right.
And that's what we did.
Right.
That's exactly. We worked together. We built a unity thing. I had certain nights here, while the other DJ had certain nights here. We just kept rotating. Rotating, and it worked out. But the point is, then people weren't humble enough to allow a newcomer to come in.
Right. And what I still see, and of course, in my old podcast days, I call out names. That's just not what I'm going to do. But I still see the assistance or the help and the love that you show people, and they don't show it back.
Yeah,
they don't show it back.
You're trying to stay on that.
Listen, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. It's certain people that I've seen you do things for over and over again.
Yeah.
Right. And I ain't hating. It's just maybe there's nothing for I don't know. Like I don't know if it's a conscious thing or they're in their own worlds. I don't know if it's I would like to give people the benefit of the doubt and say it's just they just there's nothing they can do. Maybe I don't know, but there's just way too many times I've seen you give and nobody's reciprocated.
It's I always told, and I hear it a lot from my wife and again Shona, because they don't talk frequent, but they talk enough to where when they talk, it's in depth, right? I always said this, and it's in the Bible: the blessing isn't about receiving; it's about giving. So at the end of the day, look at all the opportunities I've given to people that they didn't give me, but look where I'm at today.
That's one way you can look at it. That's probably the way you should look at it.
That's how I look at it. Of course, my core people don't agree with that, but I don't know no other way. My blessings come from up above, firsthand. And if some of my followers are here, they know. I almost died twice last year.
Yeah.
Twice. So forgive me if I'm very spiritual and I believe in certain things, but I believe I should have been dead, but I'm not. I'm here to talk about my situations. My illness has gotten better. I have broken bones still to this day in my body that most people don't even know that I have because the way I move around.
Yeah.
My daughter and me, bro, we didn't even hit our heads on the ground when we were in the accident. That's a miracle. It's a miracle. But bro, I never thought a fat guy like me could spin so fast and 15 feet in the air and literally just see his leg flash behind and just the most gentle fit. Now, mind you, 15 feet in the air, the most gentle lay down on my back. I've never. I don't know one person that has talked about it.
God put his hand under you and
absolutely.
And
100%. Amen on that. Amen on that.
Braced you for your fall. Because I remember you dancing on stage with a damn colostomy bag.
Never.
I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, if that thing falls off, it's gonna come on.
It's gonna be some shit. It's gonna be some shit. Just say it.
And I'm gonna look over. I'm like, Sean, that's you. You get the mop. Get the mop.
You know what?
10,000 people out there are gonna watch him shit himself.
And again, this is why I say what I said. Between her and my wife, that woman wasn't geeked out by my situation.
No.
She stood through us, through everything, through the goods and the bads, bro. Her and her husband stood by us every step of the way, bro.
They're
never changed on me. Never changed on me.
No.
When I needed them, they were there. When I didn't need them, they were there. And I try to reciprocate that. When you talk about a true friendship, then people are the dictionary in dictionary of the definition 100%. Of true friendship.
100%. When I was down with COVID and I thought I was gonna die, I texted Sean. I was like, I know you're in the medical field. Like
everybody call her. Everybody call her.
She's the one that you text, right? And she was like, "You'll be all right. Man up." Like, man up. And
bro,
you know, she was anything I needed. You need something? I'm like, no. I just need you to tell me that I'm gonna be alive.
I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna touch on that real quick. I got a little jealous because not with you. No, not with you. But like. Because like I felt like, damn, that's my family, that's my people. Like, now everyone's reaching out to her because I'm putting her out there, and they know like she's that genuine. Now I'm like, damn, I gotta fight for my booze.
No,
like,
you never have to fight.
Like,
no.
Don't tell you though. I used to say I'm telling Sugar, be like, it's okay to add them. I'm like, of course, babe. Why would you not add them? But in my mind, like I knew
because you're jealous.
But see, that's real love. He didn't have to do that with me. He didn't have to ask me for my permission if it was okay to add the people that was. But he's like on some real shit. He's like, I wouldn't have known these people if it wasn't for you.
You have to realize.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate that.
But you got to realize. When you put somebody like
selective, okay.
She's selective.
She's lying.
When you put people like her out there, you
have to think. I get it.
Like if you're gonna put her in my life slice, and I can benefit by asking her some questions about my heart or whatever.
Absolutely.
Whatever. And I was doing something in music like a couple years ago, and I texted her, and she was like, "Marco, think about it." And I'm like, "Oh shit! If I do that, I'm gonna look like a desperate person." She talked me off the ledge. Like even shit like that, I appreciate. But you put her in my life.
I respect.
And you have to understand when you put her.
What I said, I know, but you remember what I said at the very beginning. Like here, I have all these people around me, right? And then I start when I'm not doing certain things for people. What do? They start falling slowly off. They start falling off. And she's like, "See, I'm telling you." So now I'm down to just my core people, and I'm like,
Who's like right? You got
be
who
sharing
you
these people with my people no more. Fuck them. You know what I mean?
No,
respect, but
you can't look at it that way. You
can't. I know.
I understand what you're saying because I would probably I'm a guy, so I would feel the same way. It's like, wait a minute, don't go to my guy. That's my guy. You know what I mean? But I'm an old guy, so it's like, why are you acting like a kid? You know what I'm saying?
No, but I think you learn when it comes into the industry. Like the industry is so cutthroat. Right, and you get excited when you meet somebody who's very genuine, but then you get people like, yo, don't reach out to my people. Remember, you met them through me. If you want anything from them, you come to me. And I'm thinking in my head, like, what the fuck? Like, you put them in contact with me. Now it's like I go through you for certain shit.
Yeah,
and I just learned to just, you know what, not do it at all. Just
not
they hit me up, they're like, you know what? I met you through so and so. You need to go to them if you want to deal with me. Like, I don't want no problems. Like, that's the type of shit I'm on. So I expect for everybody else to start.
Right.
Excuse me. I expect everybody else to be on that same time.
I mean, but look who's been there. I mean, it really has tailed off, right? I think we froze up on the video. I don't know if it's
you did. You froze up, but I'm still good, baby.
I hear you. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, it's I don't know why it froze up, but that's okay. It's going to be a downloadable thing anyway.
Okay.
So like you know, what the hell was my point?
I don't know. Chooch, you froze.
I did freeze, but my brain froze with the screen.
I'm still moving and grooving.
No, it's recorded. It's just a video froze. But
okay.
Yeah. So I guess my point is, oh yeah, I see you. Look at that. I do see you. Whatever. We burnt the waves up. We burnt the airwaves up.
Burnt the airwaves up.
What I'm saying is, yeah. So even like, I mean, look who's left. I mean, I've been with you with you as as with you can be for 8 years. Shauna and Boo have been around. I mean, there's not many people really, if you think about it. And I don't know, again, I don't know
Boo
all
said
the
you were
details.
talking about Slice not having the same people around.
Right. Well, you
I think
do
you were
though.
about to touch on that.
But you do though. But now you do. Like you've you've weeded those people out. And I think you're in a part of your career where you don't need, you know, new people unless they're giving something
Agree.
to the,
Agree. But
you
you know
know.
what, bro? Like, I'm so genuine. Like, I don't care about meeting somebody for opportunity, right? Everyone in life, I used to say I'm not an opportunist, but I think everybody in life is an opportunist, bro.
Of course they
When
are.
it comes down to it, there's something that you need for somebody, from somebody that could benefit you in a certain way.
Sure.
But let's say I met you because I needed you for something and we developed the relationship we have today. Now I don't need you anymore. That doesn't mean my relationship with you stops.
Well, I mean,
But you
that's
have
our
people that
relationship.
literally do that, though. You'll
Right.
literally have people that don't utilize you or need you for anything
Right.
else, and that's it. You're cut off.
Right.
To
Right.
me, that's heartbreaking. You know what I mean? Because like,
Yeah.
if I had the same love for you, you should have the same love for me. Unless
Yeah.
unless you're throwing out mixed vibes, or maybe I'm just not fully understanding somebody. So I look at things completely different. And I guess that's just me being broken. I'm not mad. I'm very transparent in my life.
Yeah.
Like most people know, like, bro, I'll break down on a live if I'm feeling a certain type of way. But that's me. That's why people gravitated to me.
Yeah. 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 Of course.
You know what I mean? But I try
course.
to keep it very. Listen, everyone in their life has a part of negativity, right? They say you can't get a perfect picture unless you have a negative and a positive.
Right.
Right. So at the
Right.
end of the day, but I try my best to withhold myself when I'm in that negative thoughts.
Right.
And I'm not saying that to me it's negative if I'm feeling down and I'm around somebody. Like yesterday, I went and seen one of my guys at the job. He's like, damn, Slice. He didn't call me Slice. I'm sorry. He knows me as Chris, but he does know my DJ name. And he's like, damn, bro. He's like, I'm used to you coming in and like uplifting me. And he's busy. Like he's got tons of shit on him that he has to deal with. And
Right.
so, your picture just came back.
Okay, good.
So like there was a lot of things that like, and I felt bad because now at this point I'm like, damn, like he was looking forward to me coming in, but he saw a different vibe. And the reason why I was in that mindset was because, my grandfather just got home. He's got a Foley bag now. He's got he's double amputee. He's got all these underlying health issues.
Yeah.
My wife was just in the hospital a couple of days ago because she had chest pains. And, now we're trying to get through this thing. She's dealing with anxiety and all these other things on top of taking care of bringing my nephew in, taking care of him on top of my oldest daughter. So everything is just happening. It's like, right? And where do I find inner peace? How do I
on the toilet?
Right. That's not even inner peace anymore. You got dogs barking, you got kids screaming. So it's like, where's my happy place? People always say you can't let people control your happiness, but sometimes it's that because it's the environment that you're in. Like I love my family. I love them to death. I would die for them. But sometimes I feel like I tell my wife, like, I can't be here. Like I just need a separation. I need a break. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And she's going through stuff. So she doesn't want to leave the house because she feels the most safest here.
Right.
So I'm like, how do we get through this? Right. And then all this
yeah.
stuff starts coming through. I go to certain people's houses that make me think about my childhood life. And I'm like, when I get into that, it puts me into that child mode again. And I'm like, fuck, I remember living like this. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't feel happy here. Like, this is a lot for me. And I break down, bro. So again, what do? Put my headphones on,
music,
turn on my favorite soundtrack. That's how music just keeps coming back to me. That's how it happened. Music's not what I do, it's who I am. Like that's my life. My life is music.
Right. So how did you get hooked up with Stevie B?
2019. So most people don't understand, and let me set the record because I get a lot of people that continue to say this, and I think they fail to understand where this all happened. 2014, I met Stevie B. 2014, I met Stevie B at Coastline. Okay, it was an adult club, not adult club like sexual, but like adult club. What I call it, like the Krugers. That's where the Krugers were. It wasn't the underage kids. It was
low hanging
all
fruit,
mature
baby.
people.
Yeah.
Yes, I met him there. My wife was with me. Matter of fact, the person that invited me was DJ Robbie Rob. That's who invited me.
Oh
So of
yeah,
course I seen other people there, but because I seen other people there, they like to attach themselves to me. Like, oh,
of
you remember when I
course.
introduced you to Stevie? Did it? No, you didn't. What happened was I was emailing Stevie. I told Stevie I was going to the show.
Right,
He said, "Okay, catch up with me when you get there." I
right,
never met him a day in my life. No one gave me his email address.
right,
Christopher
right,
Rodriguez, found his
right.
email address. Oh yeah, I got
Yes,
you, boo.
yes, boo. We're not going to have him past 8.
um,
We got you. I
I
got you.
I found his email through web searching, and I wrote him as a fan. At the time, I wasn't on the radio yet. Didn't know anything that I was even going into that direction. So I got with him. He wrote me back. I'm like, oh shit, told him, Dave, Stevie wrote me back. Now I'm fanboying because this is my idol, bro. Like he was when you talk about the soundtrack of my life, like he was in every part of it
Stevie.
from 5 years old all the way up. I never
Yeah,
stopped listening to Stevie B.
yeah,
And everyone knows he had hits. Like he was hit after hit after hit after hit more than most of the freestyle artists.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
to me, I'm like, babe, this could be something. I don't know, because I still got the DJ thing going on. Maybe and he would like he told me to meet him. We went and meet him. I bought the what he called the boss package. With like it was like the best of Stevie B classics. He
Right.
signed it, took a picture of me. I'm like, yo, I was like, I know you don't know me, but I would love to be a DJ. He starts laughing. And he's like, I've never had a DJ in the 30 years I've been touring. Never. And I'm like, damn. So, but I got his email. So I'm not going to stop talking to him.
Right.
So 2016, now through so 2014 to 2016, I've still been emailing him, just checking in. Some days he would respond, some days he didn't. 2016, I entered a DJ contest. It was for the local Foam and Glow. And this was like, it was a big deal because they had like DJ 4B on there. These were like big DJs in the EDM Jersey club atmosphere.
Right.
Rain Man. So it was a bunch of them. So I'm like, people are like, yo, why don't you put in for it? So I'm like, all right, yeah, like let me see what happens. So I put in for it. I took first place. That was my first time ever winning a DJ contest. That was through the tri-state.
Right.
So I got on that. When I got on that, I was offered the position to go back to working at 98.7 The Coast. So I was working for 98.7 The Coast years prior, but I was only a board op. I wasn't no radio host, nothing. So this
Right.
time I'm going back, but I want to host my own mix show. Like it was called I think it was called DJ Slice After Dark or something like that. Like I would go on at midnight, and I'm thinking in my head like, ain't nobody gonna listen to me at midnight. Most of my
Right.
audience is all older. I'm doing the big freestyle stuff, But now at this point, at 2016, I start getting offered other gigs with artists this time. No attachment to no artists. I'm
Right.
getting gigs with promoters that are doing artists.
Right.
So I get on my second radio station. Now I'm doing a 70s, 80s, and 90s mix. So then 2 weeks later, there's another gig coming. It's called the Beach Club. This is like 18,000 people on the beach.
Right.
They was like, listen, we're not even going to put you in it. We're just going to have you. So they put me on. So now I'm doing these big events. It's put me in a whole different level. Now I'm doing the EDM shit. Like it's crazy. Like this shit is surreal at this point.
Right.
I can't believe that this is happening to me.
Yeah.
So when I got on the radio, I shoot Stevie a message. I'm like, yo, Stevie, I was like, I'd like to get a DJ drop from you. Because I'm on a radio station. Sent it to me. No problem. Boom. Got it. So I wind up moving back home. At this point, I'm moving. I was living in Wildwood, but then we wind up moving from Wildwood. So I got laid off. When I got laid off, I didn't know what to do. We just winged it.
Yeah.
So I wind up moving to PA. I was in PA till about 2017. And then we wind up hopping over to Florida.
Yep.
So that's when me and you started getting more closer. Because when I moved to Florida is when we started getting, starting to get to know each other. And
sure.
My shit still with Shawnee.
Yeah.
2019, during the whole conversation, Stevie went on a big rant in 2019. A huge rant.
I
now,
remember.
mind you, I've already had this relationship with Stevie. We start talking more now. It's like heavy.
Right.
So now he's like trying to put me around, like He sees my knowledge for stuff. I'm crossing him because I'm doing gigs now that he's on. He's doing the clubs with me. He's doing the casinos with me, and he's seeing me more and more. So he's probably like, "Damn, this dude's pretty dope. Let me start checking him out." So he comes on my live feed. He throws up 5 songs. I take the songs, I mix them all up.
Right.
And he's like, you're looking at, and we had no conversation prior to that I was going to be his DJ. But every
Right.
time I talked to him, I would put, P.S., you should pick me as your DJ. And he would just send me laugh emojis. Like, it's not happening, kid.
Right.
And then 2019, that's when he was like, he went on my live, drew up the songs. I had like 800, 900 people on there. And he typed, you're looking at the official DJ of Stevie B. Call me when you get off. And that was history from there.
Wow. That's a great story.
That's why I say social media is so powerful, bro, because some people don't realize, don't ever mess around. Like, we're talking, right? You got 8 people watch us live, but bro, you never know who is watching. You never know whose hands it's going to get into.
No.
So this could take off for you in a whole different perspective.
So
you know what I mean?
You know, as far as so I had a podcast. I did one for 12 years. It took off to the point where we got interest from Sirius Radio. So I've been here with the podcasting thing. It's a little bit different because it's not a comedy podcast so much. I mean, we're not looking to make fun of people, and this is a music based or entertainment based podcast. I know we have a few minutes left because I don't want to get on Sean Abu's bad side because I know you have.
She just asked us to show you know how many.
Listen, I know.
Oh, absolutely, boo, absolutely.
Right.
But she's right. What she just said. It's got to feel special to be Stevie's first DJ. I'm part of Stevie's history. I'm part of his history. He took me on tour with him. I'm seeing different things. Recently I don't get to do a lot of shows with him like I would love to because we're kind of in our own lane right now. But like, he put me in Brazil. That was the reason why I went to South America tour.
Yeah.
He developed the Brazilian fan base for me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then boom, we just took off. So
right.
I'm very thankful for the people that gave me that opportunity, bro.
And by no means am I not aware of the fact that because of you, trusting me and keeping a loyal friendship, that I get to sit in Stevie B's locker room with you guys and eat.
That's
and
true. Y'all was chopping it up.
Right, and chop it up with the guy.
Chopping it up.
Yeah, and his road manager, G Money, I'm friends with. So
G Money, yeah.
It's everything comes full circle. And and I know I gotta cut it short. I know we still got Pacific Concert Group. You're the official DJ.
I was just about to talk about
Pacific
that, man.
Concert Group. I mean, I don't want to leave that out. That's a huge step.
You can't, because that's
a huge step.
That's a huge part of my history now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's
of course.
That's major. Stevie made that connection, but again, it was up to Mr. Alan Beck, the president and CFO of the company, to pick me. I'm the only DJ they've ever had in 17 years that is officially signed to the tour.
Right.
Before me, it was either open house radio music, just basic soft opening, or if they had a DJ of the station, the DJs of the station did their thing.
Yeah.
And then let me tell you the process of how that had to work throughout the whole year. You gotta shake hands with people. And you know me, I'm very outgoing, so it's not hard for me. But for other people, it is, because they're a lot older than I am. They've been doing this. This is their area. Yeah. So it was hard for them to have a new cat like me come up and shake hands and say, "Hey, I'm part of Pacific Concert Group. You have to work with me." Yeah. But I kept it comfortable for everybody. Like, I wanted to make sure everybody felt good about working with me. Now today, I got great relationships with a lot of these hosts and MCs and DJs for other markets and radio stations on the West Coast. West Coast shows me so much love, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not lying to you, bro. West Coast probably, and I hate to even say this because I'm from the East, but West Coast probably shows me so much more love in person than anybody does when I'm on an East Coast show.
Yeah.
And that's out of respect. I'm being respectful when I say that, bro. But I cannot let that go unknown, because them people make me feel very welcome. And it's a mixture of cultures. It's not just black or white or Asian or Chinese. I mean, it's a big Mexican population that's huge. They support these businesses heavy. They keep that shit alive.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that opportunity. So thank you, Mr. Alan Beck. Pacific Concert Group.
He's a legend.
Many shows coming up. Yes, he is, man.
He's a legend.
Very, very highly respected. Very highly.
I gotta walk that fine line with you, because I do have other artists, none that I work with, but I do have other artists that say, hey, talk to Slice. You think you could get, and I'm like, nope. not asking Slice
Yeah,
for a favor.
it's
I'm not
tough, bro,
doing it.
because of the fact like I have enough influence, but I don't have the power of influence, right? So I can go to him like, hey,
Right.
I think this would be good. He has a strategy that works for every single market.
Of
This
course.
man is smart. When I tell you, he looks at statistics for each market, he looks at ratings for these things. Like that's what he does. And
Right.
it's hard for me to go and be like, hey, I would love to have O Town on there when we do like I'm trying to convince him to do a pop tour now. Like
He should.
I'm trying to convince him to do a country tour. Like I'm trying
He
to get all these
definitely
different
should
things,
do it.
but and he can
Right.
do this stuff. But
He can.
is it to him? It's not his strength, so it's harder for him to be like, hey, let's just do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Right.
he's been doing these other genres that he feels comfortable with. That's why he's there. Yo, shout out to
Yeah.
Mike Caputo in the building, bro. Mike, much love to you, bro. Much
That's
respect.
my guy. That's my mentor.
Thank you, Marco, for setting that up and making me meet this guy. He's definitely a real one, man. He shows me mad love every time I'm on his chat. I mean,
Hey.
I could see him. You know, he doesn't respond to everybody, but I'll tell you right now, he responds to every time I comment. He shows me hella love, and I appreciate that, bro.
You talk about a guy that did a lot in the industry, and I'm working for him.
I didn't even know it, bro. I didn't even know. I had to like really researching. Like,
yeah, dude, he fucking Clive Davis. He worked for. Come on, dude. You're talking a legend. You know,
but some
Lou
people
Pearlman.
some people are ignorant, bro. They don't research this stuff. Like
They
me,
don't.
like they're like, oh, DJ's like just look at me as a DJ, and I'm like, Alan was the one who's like, you're not just a DJ, you're an artist. You have to understand. That's why I hired you. I didn't hire you because you're a DJ.
That's
I
a
hired
valid
you because
point.
you're an artist to the tour. And I had to start changing my mindset. Like now I feel like I'm bigger, you know, right? But that's what he says. Like you're on names that people have, you know, multi Grammys and been into certain Hall of Fames and things like that. So I'm like, damn, like I never really looked at things like that. And I'm grateful, bro.
How many times have I sent you a video of a DJ at a concert that I'm at? I'm like, so you make it hard. You make it hard. And I'm like,
but it's so funny, bro.
And I'm like,
crazy.
Dude, look at this dude. Like, there's zero personality, and he's on tour with, you know, I'm not gonna say the name because I don't want to, you know, but he's on tour with this big, you know, around the world doing 80 shows, and he's got zero personality. Meanwhile, you're at the front of the stage, put on your music with a goddamn shit bag attached to you, dancing.
And you would have never even known.
And you wouldn't even know.
You know, so, and to touch on that before I get out of here, Marco.
Yeah. We're gonna let you go. Yeah.
You know, we go through things in life, right? But my job as an artist and assigned DJ for whoever hires me, right? So we talked about this at the beginning of the podcast, loyalty, right? So because my loyalty is with Pacific Contra Group, I don't even reach out to other organizations anymore to do any of their shows. Like I used to be big with a promoter and industry that was on the East Coast. You know who they are. But I stopped reaching out to that because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not going to beg anybody to put me on if they don't know my worth. You don't have to. People know my worth. You don't have to. Alan knows my worth. The people on the West Coast, my fans, my supporters, they know my worth. So
I get it.
It's nice to feel wanted. And I tell people all the time, when you come through that door, I know you got shit going on in your life. We all do. But when you come through that door, I want you to leave everything behind for the next 4 hours. I want you to relive the best time of your life. I'm going to give you the slizzy. We call it the slizzy experience. That's what we call it.
Slizzy
whether
experience.
I'm DJing, whether I'm emceeing whether I'm emceeing, whatever the case is, like that's what I want to make sure that you came in and you remember exactly who I am when you walk out that door. Now, granted, I get some people they don't like that I curse, but it's entertainment. That's the business side. Like I don't pre-plan what I'm going to say, so some shit just pops off the top of my head, and I may say a fuck or this and that. I don't mean it intentionally. It's just that my excitement, it happens. I have one person I saw them write a comment, and I'm not going to say where they're from, but they were like, "Oh, I'm a teacher at so and so school, and you know." Everything was great, but I think you could have did, better job with getting a different host who doesn't have to curse all the time. I'm thinking in my head, like, I didn't curse that much, but whatever the case is, at the end of the day,
can't please everybody.
I know how to be a comedian too. And great comedians don't go censored.
Right.
I'm sorry. Exactly. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You came to a concert, and I try to keep it mindful because I do know our audience are open to all ages.
Right.
So I
One more
try to do my best
question.
with that. Yeah.
One more question and one more request, and then I'm going to let you go. Question: how many
Okay.
nicknames do you have?
You
How many
broke up.
nicknames do you
I'm
have? Come
sorry,
on.
you broke up. How many what?
How many nicknames do you have?
Oh shit. Gang Slice, DJ Slice, Slizzy. Um, Milk used to be my favorite.
Milk. Right.
Yeah, but they don't call me that no more. Cause I used to do your body good, but they don't call me that no more.
Beast from the
So
East. Beast from the
Beast
East.
from the East was a name that I got from the West Coast. That was
Still
from
a
the West
nickname.
Coast. Yeah, they gave me that. And then of course, the Fresh Prince of Radio
Fresh
came from
Prince of
because I was from
Radio.
Philly. I came from
Right.
Philly. I wear,
Right.
fresh stuff. I got a fresh
Right.
haircut all the time.
I
So
got
that's
you.
where that whole thing
I got
came.
you.
But that's
Big
that's pretty much it.
biggest spot in Fortnite.
I knew you were gonna say it, you douche. Unreal. But
All right.
you're the
Leave us.
king. You're the king of bots, though. So I don't
Shut
care what you
up. Shut
say.
up. Leave us with an inspirational quote, my friend, and then I'll let you go.
Inspirational quote, man. There's no other inspirational quote than aspire to inspire before we expire, bro. There's no other way to look at it. I
My
say it all
man.
the time. I didn't understand it, but
My
now I
man.
do. And we continue to go with it, bro. Like, you don't have to be a product of your environment. You are a product of your choices. I don't care what background you come from. I don't care what people tell you. You could do
Facts.
whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it. Dedicate
Facts.
real energy and manifest. That's it.
Facts. Well, thank you for coming on, taking the time. And as brothers, we can say we love you to each other. We do it all the
Yeah, I love
time.
you, bro. I
I love
do. I
you.
do. I love
Be
you.
safe out there. Love to my girls, especially Bree. That's my girl. That's my homegirl,
Absolutely.
Bree. Love
Yes,
Bree.
sir.
But take care of yourself, and I'll see you. I'll see you online shortly.
Yeah, I
Oh,
appreciate you.
oh,
Once again, thank you to all the Positive
yes,
People Squad out there. I love you guys. My Shona Boo, my sugar. Thank y'all for always standing by me through all my bullshit, my goods and bads. I appreciate y'all. And to
yes.
everybody else, peace, love, and happiness. Yours truly, DJ Slice. We out.
Let's go, my man, DJ Slice. Man, um, what a great interview. Man. Be honest with you, I didn't know some of the shit that he went through as a child. Wow. It kind of thinks. It kind of makes you think. As a child, you didn't have it that bad when your mom beat you with a shoe. You know what I'm saying? Um, but man, it's a great story. He keeps pushing. He keeps going. DJ Slice is, he's one of a kind. Shauna Bill, who I adore. Tony, who I adore. Um, I may not be in the career decisions of DJ Slice or involved with the shows, but he always keeps me by his side. Um, I always got that treatment from him and Shauna and Tony, even Ashley. So it doesn't go unnoticed. They take care of me when I'm at their shows. I love the support. So um, you know, we all got in this. I mean, Schleicher and I got in this thing together, and we stayed tight as friends. But his journey took him elsewhere, and my journey took me elsewhere. And we still remain friends to this day. We talk almost every day. So, um, with that being said, I'm happy he took the time. Again, I did this podcast to give people kind of an insight of where I came from. Um, my journey in music, and eventually that's going to expire here, and I'm going to have to keep going on with the podcast and different things. But Slice is part of my journey in music, where we started out. It's a great story to watch him do what he does, and to watch me, do what I do, and it's parallel. I mean, he's in front of the house, I'm back of the house, and he gets the hobnob, and people know him by his name, Slice, the Ice Cubes, the E40s, at the same time, I got, I'm good friends with, it's weird because, we got Brad from LFO, sold millions of records, and we're good friends. I got Michael Bivens from Belle Biv DeVoe, New Edition. We chat once in a while. He's a busy guy. Does he, are we best friends? No, of course not. But he'll answer my text message once in a while. And it's weird. It's just weird to be known by some of these people. And the Jeff Timmons and the 98 Degrees, the O-Towns, Chris from NSYNC. I mean, I've just, and then, Mike Caputo, again, part of my journey, which is still going. And it's still got a lot to go, and learning how to artist develop, learning the music business. And and fighting the frustrations of the music business, wanting to be out there more, wanting my name to be, and have to exercise patience in a lot of things. And a lot of things I have to speak up on, and to find that delicate balance, you know, is huge. I'm working with Gino from 418, who's taking me in and wants me to play an active role, and I express wanting to be an active role. Deneen, love Deneen, right? Gonna, I'm already taking a real active role in her career. Um, and we're taking that active role, and we're going to move it to the studio and record some songs with kind of, with me having more of a say, in things. And so, you have that part of it, and then to get in the studio with Mike, and we went, we had a couple great songs with Carly. Um, ain't no These 2 songs that we recorded, 3 songs, blow anything that's out there away. So, watching him do his thing and learning and things like that. So, and writing, so all this, even last week's, guest, Mr. Mig, and he's, shows me things with Pro Tools and how to produce and record vocals. And there's all kinds of things I'm still learning, so this is still part of the journey. Um, for me, and it's great. I love it. I love this. I love it. It's a rough business. You got to be patient. Nothing happens quick. We've been talking about record contract for the past 8 months, 9 months. Nothing. Shout out to my guy DJ Latin Prince, who I'm going to get on here now. He's another guy, another DJ with a really storied past that we got to get into. But you just missed DJ Slice, LP, on here. We talk shit on you now. We didn't say anything about you. But anyway, that's it. Go check out DJ Slice on all his social media platforms. They're all DJ Slice 215. I'm gonna get LP, the Latin Prince, on here. I don't know, maybe in the next week or so. We're gonna get him. Yeah, I know you were just coming off a tour of Europe, so he's got his own thing going on there. DJ Latin Prince. If you don't know who Latin Prince is, look him up. He was a graffiti artist in in Sister Act. No, for real. DJ Latin Prince was the guy heavily involved in Pitbull's career. So, um, he's become a good friend of mine. Sean Abu, thank you for being you. Thank you for taking care of Slice. Thank you for including me in all the shows. Um, to be honest with you, I don't feel like working anyway. I'm just kidding. You guys do an excellent job putting those big shows together and running them, and just I do an excellent job of playing the VIP role. So I enjoy that a lot. And especially if I'm with my artist, Deneen, which we happen to cross paths with a lot with you guys. So um, it's fun, and hopefully we do some shows together soon. With that being said, that is it for tonight's episode. Thank you, DJ Slice. I might as well have had Shauna Boo on here too, because she took up half the show. Now she's gonna get a big head. Um, anyway, my name is Manager Marco, the Not So Famous Podcast. You can find me wherever podcasts are downloaded, followed. Apple Podcast, iTunes, Deezer, Spotify, hometeammanagement.com to see some of the latest and greatest. And that's about it. Let me just tell you something here. We got a girl, Mike Caputo and I have a girl. We have Carly, who I can't wait. We've been recording. We have another artist who you might see me and Mike post, who is just on a different level. And I can't wait for you guys to hear some of the stuff that we have for her. And she's garnering a ton of interest. So, anyway, everybody take care. Thank you. If you haven't followed my podcast, please go follow it, the Not So Famous Podcast. Leave a review. That would be great. And I'm going to leave you with some words of advice. Don't take shit from anybody. I'm out.